Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Joanne Smedley, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Navy is Commander Phil Andrews. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in the singing of the National Anthem. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Private Thomas Lawrence. Thomas Lawrence was born on the 19th of April 1913 in Maryborough, Queensland, to John Thomas and Charlotte Mary Lawrence. He had two sisters, Margaret and Gladys. He grew up on a family farm, Abbottson, in Tiaro, where he attended the Tiaro State School and afterwards became a farmer like his father. Lawrence enlisted in the Australian Military Forces on the 21st of January 1939. In 1940, he became engaged to Mavis Adeline List, and before the wedding, they celebrated with a shower for family and friends, featuring recitals, music and dancing. On the 26th of June, they married, and a son, Robert, was later born to the couple. In December 1941, Lawrence was called upon for training as part of the 47th Battalion, and the following month was made Lance Corporal. He enlisted in the 2nd Australian Imperial Force in September 1942, this time as a private. On the 19th of March 1943, he embarked with his unit to New Guinea, aboard the transport ship Taruma. There he served with his unit, apart from a month spent detached as part of Goodenow Force in June. In 1943, the Allied forces in New Guinea began a major campaign to take the Japanese-occupied port of Lae. Australian forces were directed towards Silamau, the object being to divert Japanese forces from the main target. On the 23rd of August, the 5th Division, to which the 47th Battalion belonged, took over the Allied advance on Silamau and successfully took the objective after 3 weeks of heavy fighting. The Silamau campaign cost the Allies 343 dead, including Private Thomas Lawrence, who was killed in action on the 28th of August 1943. He was 30 years old. 11 days before Lawrence died, Mavis gave birth to twin sons, Brian and Desmond. The Army tried to get word to him in New Guinea, but he never knew of his son's birth. He was buried at Silamau and later reinterred at the Lae War Cemetery in Papua New Guinea under the inscription, "Loved in life, honoured in death, his duty nobly done." In the years after his death, Mavis continued to place in memoriam notices in the newspapers from his loving wife and little boys. One such notice read, "He never failed to do his best. His heart was true and tender. He toiled for those he loved so well and left us to remember." Private Thomas Lawrence's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Thomas Lawrence, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain has thought in his last moments, well, it's over, but in Australia they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening.